Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Ayman Attas. I'm a certified Minecraft Education Edition trainer. And today we're going to be talking about the Madrasati Codes competition. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thank you for attending the virtual meeting for Madrasati Codes competition. In pursuit of one of the key pillars of Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030, to promote the culture of coding and employs it to develop student skills and to consolidate the concept of transformation into a digital knowledge society to achieve the aspirations of the wise leadership of this strategic direction. By adopting the concept of digital knowledge and as a result of the kingdom's strong digital presence, it has accelerated the process of digital transformation. The Ministry of Education, in collaboration with Microsoft, it has launched the national digital competition, Madrasati Codes. We are pleased to interact with the attendants and answer your queries at the end of this presentation. You can write down all of your questions or inquiries in the specified section of the Q&A. The main points we're gonna go through today are: what is Madrasati Codes? How can I participate and where do I start? And we're going to get a brief about Minecraft Education Edition, and then we're going to go through some frequently asked questions before we go into the actual presented live questions. What is Madrasati Codes? Madrasati Codes, it's basically a competition that is launched annually, targeting the K-12 schools to promote a culture of coding. It's divided into two phases. In phase one, it's going to be implementing an hour of code in the K-12 schools. The beneficiaries of the competition on the first stage or the first phase are the students, teachers in general education, whether it's the public, private, international, or foreign sector. And the categories participating in the competition are the K-12 education departments, schools, and teachers. Hour of Code is a global initiative to promote computer science, from 1 hour programming activities to the expansion of all kinds of community initiatives at code.org. Activation of Hour of Code for this competition is going to be by using the code blocks or make code, or coding directly in the Python language to perform the tasks required in Minecraft Education Edition. And if it's not possible to activate using the program for any technical difficulties, the students can perform the tasks required in the Hour of Code Minecraft lessons on the code.org website. As for the second phase of the competition, it's going to be revolved around the creative design projects in schools. The beneficiaries of the competition on the second phase are the K-12 students, again in the public, private, international, and foreign sectors. And the categories participating in the competition for phase two are the K-12 students and teachers, also in the public, private, and international and foreign sectors. Of course, to participating in the first phase is a requirement to participate in the second phase of Madrasati Codes competition. The target performance indexed by the Ministry of Education is seeking to achieve 4 million participants from students and teachers in Saudi Arabia. The first phase of Madrasati Codes competition has already began on the 21st of March, 2021, corresponding with 1442-88 Hijri. The duration of the competition is going to be 3 weeks. What is Minecraft Education Edition? Well, I'm pretty sure most of us already know what Minecraft is in general. And Minecraft, as you all know, is one of the most popular and beloved games on the available on multiple platforms, whether it being a computer, PC, Xbox, or a gaming console, or even smartphone devices. Minecraft Education has a very strong community and presence online as well. Microsoft has developed the Minecraft Education Edition to be a tool for the teacher that supports education strategies. The Minecraft Education Edition has characteristics that are intended for education and to help organize and facilitate their use in the classroom by the teacher. It's extremely interactive and very fast and provides a fast-paced education. It has a scalability and it's very efficient. Once the lessons are created and the teacher gets used to it, and it bridges the gap between theory and practice due to its virtual capability. Minecraft Education Edition can also be applied on multiple subjects, including math, history, English literature, arts, and so on. The time frame for the implementation of Madrasati codes for phase 1, it's going to start with activating Hour of Code, which will be on the current second semester from March until June 2021. It will begin with training and preparing educators to activate Hour of Code using Minecraft Education Edition and code.org with this current live session. After that, it's going to be implementation of virtual meetings on how to activate Hour of Code for all the targeted groups, and activating Hour of Code in schools and registering number of students and teachers who completed the Hour of Code. These numbers will then be directly registered and uploaded by the school leaders or the principals who have access to the submission website, which I will show you how to reach during our demo session. Of course, honoring the winners at the end of the first phase, we're going to be honoring the winners of the education departments, schools, and teachers, depending on the most activations based on the registered numbers. As for phase 2, titled Creative Design Project, it's going to be during the upcoming first semester, which is from August to December 2021. Again, it's going to start with training and preparing educators to use Minecraft Education Edition in schools, and then implementation of virtual meetings using Minecraft Education Edition for all the targeted groups, and the registration of teachers and students wishing to participate in the Creative Design Project competition. At the end of this phase, we're going to evaluate the creative project submitted in the competition and then announce the winners based on the judges' criteria. Okay, so how can I participate and where do I start? The first thing, the schools, the international, foreign, and other schools that don't have the Madrasati account is to visit the backtoschool.sa website. From this website, you're going to go to new registration or Tasjil Jadid, which is the second button from the left side on the top options here on the website. It's for the new registration. Once you go to this location, you can fill up the required information to receive your Madrasati account that is provided by the ministry. Any student or teachers that are registered in the Noor system can gain access to this account. Well, as for the educator's journey from where they can start, first you're going to need to check the lesson plan and educator's guide available on the Minecraft Education Edition website, which we're going to see how we're going to get to during the during the demo session. After that, you're going to check the solutions guide to help the students in their challenge, which is also available on the website. You can also watch the introduction and the walkthrough video to give you an idea of the story and lessons or activities for this year's Hour of Code. Of course, you're going to download the Minecraft Education Edition. You could only download it from the Minecraft Education Edition website. There's no other location you can get this program from. And then you're going to download the required lesson, which is available in-game, also going to be shown how to get to during the demo session. You can obtain a certificate of completion at the end of the lesson that's available on the game. Once you complete the entire required coding activities, you can get the certificate of completion. You can facilitate an hour of code. After that, you're going to facilitate an hour of code session with the students and or parents. And once the students complete their activities, they can print out their lessons and save it, print out their certificates and save it. And of course, you're going to be required to collect these certificates, and you can also save them on the OneDrive cloud service that's provided by the account from the Madrasati platform. Of course, these certificates, based on how many certificates you have, you're going to collect these numbers and provide them to your school leader or the school principal, which he will then, in turn, is going to submit these numbers on the specified platform. As for the student's journey, they're going to follow up with a teacher who's facilitating the hour of code in their school to learn about this year's lesson. They can also watch the introduction and walkthrough video. They're going to also be required to download the Minecraft Education Edition and the required lesson that's available in-game, obtain a certificate of completion for him or herself, and then share the certificate with his or her teacher. So as for the practical parts, in phase one, we're going to use the Minecraft education. In the phase one, there are two methods to be able to participate in the competition. The first method is through Minecraft Education Edition, which the first thing you're going to need to do is go to the education.minecraft.net website, and you can go to support and then download, or go to this link directly to go to the download page, where you're going to choose the correct platform that's suitable for your device, and then download the Minecraft Education Edition. The Minecraft Education Edition currently supports Windows 10, 8, and 7. Although 8 and 7 needs to be the latest edition of those operating systems, and it also supports Chromebook or Mac devices and the iPad. Minecraft Education Edition does not support smartphones, period, or it also does not support Android tablets, only the iPad. After that, you're going to download and install the application. You can find the application after install in the Windows Start menu, or available on the desktop. After you launch the program, you're going to sign in using your Madrasati account. If for any reasons, or in case you have issues accessing the Madrasati account, or your school is one of the schools that are not registered under the Noor system, you can log in using the demo account by pressing on the link available under the sign in button. If you don't have an account, try a demo. You can go and apply the activity using this lesson. But if you're not, if you're one of the schools, you're required to sign in using the Madrasati account. After you use the email associated with the Madrasati platform, of course, you're going to enter your password, and you're going to reach to the main page of the website, the main menu. From the main menu, you're going to choose the hour of code. And then from the lessons, you're going to choose the hour of code 2020 inclusion. This is this year's lesson. Of course, this year's lesson is the story of the two villages. We have the village that's specified for the farmers, and then we have the illagers, whom are the fishers or fishermen. After you complete all of the required activities, you're going to print the certificate, and of course, as a student, you're going to send a copy to your teacher. And again, the teacher is going to collect the number of activations based on the certificates that he or she has collected, and then submit it to your school leader or principal. You can again save save a copy of all of the certificates that are submitted by the students using your OneDrive cloud service. Okay, so after you install and download the Minecraft Education Edition, you're going to get to this page. And as we mentioned, you're going to use the Madrasati account by signing in. And if you don't have an account, you can press on the demo lesson. Now, how do you get an account? You're going to go to the backtoschool.sa. This is the website for the Back to School platform. From this website, you're going to press on تسجيل جديد, which is for a new registration. And then you're going to fill up the required information to receive your Madrasati account. If you're looking to reach support, it's the first button on the top left, الدعم الفني, for the technical support. Press on this to reach to this page. You're going to fill in your ID and and you can add and create your own. You can file your own ticket. To ask for the principal or school leaders, you're going to press on the contest for مسابقة المدرسة, which will take you to this section of the page, and you can press on this button to register the number of activations on a weekly basis, which will take you to this website that only the school leader or school principal has access to. So after you've received your account, you're going to you can easily search for the Minecraft Education Edition, or go directly to education.minecraft.net for the Minecraft Education Edition website, which will take you to this website. From this website here, you have these slides or images. One of them, or the first one, is the new Minecraft Hour of Code, which is the one we need to access to. You can press on the Start Coding button, which will take you to this page. The Hour of Code, a Minecraft Tale of Two Villages. If you press on the play button here, you're going to get a short introduction of this year's lesson, an idea of the story behind this lesson. And then you can check on the guide that's available here to help you facilitate an hour of code. Of course, the step one, as we mentioned, is to download the device on your platform. This is, of course, the download page that we mentioned. You can download it if you have Windows 7 or 8 by pressing on the Windows Desktop Edition by pressing on Download Now. If you have Windows 10, you can press Download Now, but it is recommended to download the Windows Store version. Of course, you can't search directly for it in the Windows Store. You'll have to press on this button, which will redirect you to the Windows Store to download the application. But again, if you search for it, you will not find it. You have to access it from this page. And again, we have also the Chromebook option and the Apple Mac devices, like whether they are laptop or the desktops, and of course the iPad. Again, for the iPads, if you search for it in the App Store, you will not find it. You have to get to this page and then press on the iPad to access the Minecraft Education Edition. So once you finish the downloading process, you can get the lesson details from the step 2. You can also get a small course that will help you in case you need any support in helping and facilitating an hour of code. You can complete this course. You can complete this course, which is a simple short course that will take you through some of the information that might help you in facilitating the hour of code in your school. As for the step 2 for the educators, you'll get the lesson plan by going to the lesson. The students can as well get to this page. So this is the Hour of Code 2020 inclusion lesson. Here you're going to have a couple of links, which is the introduction video or the walkthrough video. And then you have the frequently asked question page where you'll find more questions that can also support you, and you can submit your own questions to have support of the online community. this year's theme, and the lesson objectives. Of course, the lessons are available in multiple languages. This is the main location that you as an educator need to look at, which is the lesson plan. You have the educator guide, the solutions guide, the introduction video, and the lesson walkthrough. These are the main links that you will need to complete this lesson. Of course, the lesson plan is the page we are currently at. You have the educator's guide and the solutions guide. Again, the introduction video and lesson walkthrough video, which will take you through all of the lessons on a quick short video. So this is the teacher's guide, and teacher's guide, there's the overall theme, some talking points where you can discuss on diversity and inclusions with the students, and then they have the lesson procedures and some we have the standards and some extensions in case in case you'd like to give more lessons or go into more details and extra lessons with your students. So this is again the theme overview. Of course, for this year is focusing on the story of the villagers and illagers, which are two separate villages. Going through it quickly here, for centuries, the villagers and illagers shared the same space, but seldom interacted with each other. Now you can use the power of code to bring the two villages together. Players will experience empathy and compassion for their neighbors, learn cooperation and inclusion, and embrace the diversity that makes us all uniquely special. This year's lesson is offered in both blocks and Python. So again, these are some of the topics that the teacher in the lesson concepts and lead in are some of the topics that the teacher can discuss with the students to achieve the lesson points for this year's hour of code lesson or theme. And then starting from this point, we have the lesson introduction, which is going to start talking directly about the story and the activities that are available inside the world or inside the lesson itself. So in this case, this is the tale of two villagers, the farming villagers to the east and the fishing villagers to the west. Both towns had enough food and neither saw a reason to interact with their neighbor. This led to both towns fearing anyone or anything that was different. And so the villagers and illagers continued on the same way they always had, even as the world changed around them, until eventually the changes in the world could not be ignored. The villagers could no longer seem to grow enough crops, and the illagers found their fish supply dwindling. Neither town knew any other way to survive, and yet they were both too afraid to turn to their neighbor for help. Today, the villagers and illagers are still struggling with hard times. Perhaps with your help, they can learn to value their differences and find a new way forward together. So this is basically the topic of today's lesson. The student who is going to join this world is going to be basically the hero of the story, who's going to help both villages, villages to work together as a single community. Of course, the one that's going to help us achieve these required missions is the agent, which is basically the robot that's available inside Minecraft Education Edition. And through communicating with this agent through the power of code, we're going to solve the problems that the villagers are having and help them communicate with each other and help each other. So these are the coding activities, which I'm going to stop at this point to show you how you can use this guide and the solutions guide to be able to find these solutions and answers and progress for these lessons. Of course, most of these information and details are available in-game in English, but these are just some extra pointers for the teachers to have in hand to help him during the presentation or during the teaching part with the students. Okay, so going back to the game. So once we've downloaded, installed, had our lessons provided, we have our guide, we've seen the video, we watched the walkthrough, we're now ready to jump into the Minecraft Education Edition and start doing the Hour of Code lesson. So we're going to start with the demo lesson. In case you don't have an account yet for any reason, you can still join by doing the demo lesson. But again, if you have to sign. If you get the account, once you do get the account, you need to sign in to be able to participate. The ones that are allowed to participate without signing in or getting the Madrasati account are the schools that are not registered under the Noor organization. So once you press on the start lesson, on the demo, you have to accept the terms and condition and then press play, which will take you to this specified demo main menu. You have the demo lessons. You're going to press on start lesson and then Hour of Code 2020 inclusion. And then you have the create world. Of course, you can also watch the video from here. You can also go to the lesson plan directly from here, which will take you to the website that we've just saw. To mention again, this video is recorded. The webinar is recorded, and you can revisit it again using the same link once we finish presenting today. You can visit this video and rewatch it again as many times as you want until the end of the, which will be available for about a month. So as for the, if you have an account or once you obtain the account from the Madrasati platform, you're going to press on sign in and then add the email and password associated with it. So once you've entered your email and password, this is the main menu for the Minecraft Education Edition. Of course, you can select different skins by pressing on the hanger here and choosing the skin that's that suits you. And then you can go. You can press on the Hour of Code. This is, of course, the shortcut way. Minecraft Education Edition have added a special button for the Hour of Code activities. So you're going to press on this button, which will take you to the lesson page. We're going to select the Hour of Code 2020 inclusion, which is this year's lesson, and then press on the create world. So from this part here is now, this is the intro of this lesson. As soon as we jump in, this is always going to be the starting point of a new lesson. For those who don't know how to play Minecraft, I'm going to explain some of the movement and interaction buttons and controls, basically. So in order to move forward in this world, of course, your character here, if you press on the F5, it's going to change your point of view. So this is your character. This is what's representing you inside this world, okay? This is a 3-dimensional world, and you have a character inside this world that's able to walk forward, backwards, left and right, and even jump. Okay, so if you go to the first person view is what it's called, or the front view, you can see the plus marker in the middle of the screen. This is basically your pointer. You can think of this like the mouse pointer on your desktop. If you want to open a file, you have to move the mouse pointer towards that folder or that file and then click on it to open it. So the mouse pointer is your interaction through your computer. And in this case, in the Minecraft world, the plus is your indication for that pointer. Of course, it's always better. It's better to play in this view, because if you go to the third-person view, the plus marker is gone. So it requires a bit of a understanding or knowledge of game-based application if you want to attempt and do the third-person view. But if you're new to the gaming world, it's always better to start this with the plus, having the plus marker in the middle of the screen. So once you do this, we currently have the yellow question mark. This is our go-to for this lesson in general. We want to always look for the yellow question mark. The yellow question mark is the indication you want to search for when trying to go to the next step, basically. So we have a yellow question mark here, and we have a floating book in front of us with the title, A Tale of Two Villages. So in order for me to interact with this book, first of all, you need to put the pointer at the book and then press the W button as shown here on the left side of the screen. This is hints for the controls. So I'm going to press the W to move forward. And as you can see, the book looks like the image got bigger. It didn't get bigger, actually. We just got closer. Now, if I change the point of view again, you can see I'm now standing, my character is standing in front of the book. So we have here, we're standing at a distance, and then this is me just coming close to the book, as you can see, standing next to it now. So once you're at a close enough distance from the object that you want to interact with, you're going to press on the left click button that's available on your mouse. So once we do that, a pop-up window is going to show with a dialog. So this is the dialog window. So in this dialog window, of course, it's very important to read. I know most people skip, but if you skip, you're not going to know what you're going to need to do. You're going to need to read in order to understand what is required from you. So this book is giving us the introduction that we read on the teacher's guide, which is basically the tale of two villages, the farmer and to the east and the fisher villagers to the west, and so on, as we have read. They ignored their changes. They can't turn for help. They need to learn to value their differences and find a way forward together. So once we have now an idea of the tale of two villages, we're going to press on the finish button. And as you can see, the book has disappeared. We now have a new character in the scene. Now, again, to interact with this character or any object, as we mentioned, you need to put your pointer or the plus mark on them, and then press W to get closer to them. The movement controls of the character in the game in general, you can think of it, of course, this is just a simplistic analogy. You can think of it like a car. So your mouse is the steering wheel and the W is the gas pedal. So wherever you're pointing is the direction your character is going to walk towards. As long as you're pressing W, it's going to keep walking towards that direction. So if I press and hold W and then move my mouse left and right, you can see I'm going to the direction where I'm dragging the pointer to. Okay, as you can see, as long as you're holding the W button, your character is going to keep moving, and when you move the mouse left and right, your character is going to move towards or change directions towards that area that you're pointing at. Okay, getting back to this, in order to interact again with an object or a character, you're going to need to get close to that character. So in order to move closer to this, put the pointer at that character and press W to move forward. And once you get close enough, if you have the instructions activated on the bottom right, you're going to find the interact option appeared. If I move backward, there's no interact option, but if I get close enough, I have the interact option. This indicates that I'm now close enough to interact with this object or with this character. Another indication is the title or the name. If you notice, there's no name hovering above this character, but once I get close enough, the name appears. That means I can now interact with this character. Now this character is called the caretaker. So if I press the right-click button, we're going to start a dialogue conversation with this character. Again, we look for the yellow question mark. The yellow question mark is another meaning or a game terminology for it is a quest. So this is a quest. We're gonna collect our quests to do our required missions or activities. So any yellow question mark after the book is considered a quest. That means this caretaker now has a quest for us. So I want to accept this quest so I can start doing the first activity. So right click, read the the written dialogue. In short, this is the caretaker basically is the person that contacted us to come to this area to help the two villages work together. He's going to introduce us to a new character, which is called the agent. This is the robot that we mentioned earlier, who's going to help us to do these activities through the power of coding. Of course, in order to be able to work and communicate with the agent, I first have to choose the specified coding language that I'm going to use to communicate with him. So at this point, you're going to choose between blocks or Python. Now, if you're if you have a good background about programming or coding, you can attempt the Python. But if you're a beginner or have vague information about it, it is recommended to use the blocks. We're going to use the blocks because mostly everybody is going to understand how the blocks work. You can, of course, attempt both of them. Once you finish coding with the blocks, you can then start the lesson again and just try the Python for the sake of learning. So in this case, I'm going to choose blocks, or I'm going to choose Python because I want to show you how you can change the code as long as you're still at the beginning. So the part we are at currently is basically like a tutorial, okay? So this is like the tutorial part. As long as you're inside the castle and the gates are closed, you still have a chance to change or switch between the codes. So once I've chosen the Python coding here, you can now try and communicate with the agent. And here is your first mission or your first activity. Is I need to try to code the agent to move 4 spaces forward to the gold block. In order to start the coding, I need to press on the C button to get to the coding page. And for the users or participants using the iPads, on the top middle screen, you have, I believe, 3 buttons. One of the buttons look like an agent, which, if I'm not mistaken, is the first button to the right. If you press on this button, it's going to open the coding page for you. So if I press on the close here, you notice that the yellow color on the question mark has changed to green. This indicates that I have received this quest or this mission or activity, and now I am ready to apply it. So if you look at the screen as well, you have a message that says press C to code. This is basically, this message will always, it's like a hint telling you what you need to do next or what's currently happening. So always look for the orange message if you feel lost. Now, as we mentioned, you can see the gates are closed. We are still at the tutorial. So if I press C, I'm going to get this window. Okay, so I have an error here, which I cannot open the coding block. So what I'm going to do is quickly switch between the codes. And just refreshed it. So in order to switch between codes during the tutorial session, you just need to open a dialog with the caretaker again. Again, pointing at him and pressing the right-click button, and then choose the other language. So I'm going to press on Try Python, press C, and this is the Python coding section where I can code and program here. If you get an error message like I received just now, it's a good example or a good chance for that happening. You can quickly switch between them just to refresh, because this page is basically like an access page to a website platform. So a quick refresh always fixes the problem, as I'm sure everyone knows. So this is where you're going to need to code to start writing the Python commands. Now, if this is too complex for you and you don't feel like you're prepared for it, you're still at the tutorial section, press on the X mark, communicate with the character again, and then choose Try Blocks. Okay, now our coding has changed. If I press C again, and as soon as you press C, if the agent, this is the agent here, if the agent doesn't show up, as soon as you press C, he will always pop up on the start point. So if you press C, you're going to get the coding window that we mentioned. And in this coding window, you have 3 main sections. You have the gray area on top. This is basically your guide on what is required for this activity. In this case, let's make sure the helper, the agent, is ready. Move the agent onto the gold block. If you need a hint, click on the light bulb. And then we have the coding area where we are going to put in our code and then press on the green start button to start the to run the program basically. And then we have our toolbox, which contains all of our lines of code. So this is the green one is the on start command. This is always required to be available, or it has to be here. And all of the codes will go into this box right here, like this, for example. So at the moment, we have one line of code, which is basically agent move. And then I can choose the direction that the agent is going to move to, and then by the number of steps that he's going to take. Now, in the world of Minecraft, everything, as you can see, is basically squares. Even the sun and the edges or the clouds are all squared, okay? So everything is square in this world. So to count the steps inside Minecraft is to count the squares between your character and the object. So I need to move this agent to the gold block. That's the required objective, okay? How many steps is that? So we have 1 square, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 blocks to get to the golden block. So I'm going to press C. I'm going to put here the number 4 and then press on the green start button to run the program. As you can see, the agent moved until he reached the golden block. Now, once you achieve an activity correctly, or once you are completed with an activity, you're going to automatically get a pop-up of the dialogue of a dialogue window, basically, telling you that you have succeeded and have completed the required task. So in this case here, we have completed the task, and it seems that the agent wants to provide us with a gift, and we're going to open the window to code the agent to give us, or to accept the gift, and then we can plant it in the center of the courtyard here. So this is the center of the courtyard. It's what we call a grass block. So I'm going to press C. Before I do this, if you look on the right side of the screen, you can see like a square page thing. This is basically your character's hand. This is going to change momentarily. So once I put the accept gift and I press on the start button, I'm going to see a small sapling. This is basically a small tree. Now we're required to plant the sapling into the grass block. If I change the point of view, you'll notice that my character is holding it in his hand, as you can see. Now, in order to plant this, I'm going to put the pointer at the grass block in the middle, and then I'm going to press on the right-click button. Again, the dialog window opened up automatically, indicating that I have completed this mission correctly. Now, this is the last part of the tutorial. This is your only chance to switch between codes again. Once you do this, you cannot switch between the languages of the program of codes in the middle of the session or activities. You're going to have to exit the world and then create a new one and start from the beginning in order to change languages, or you need to complete all of the activities and finish all of the story at the end, and then you're going to get an option to reset. At that point, you can also change the code language. So from here, we don't want to change to Python, so we're going to press on the continue. Okay, so at this point, the caretaker is going to give us a device called the Ender Communicator. This will help us basically quickly teleport between different locations or areas. So we're going to press next. Now he's informing us that both gates are going to open, and we can basically start doing our activities. As you can see, the gates are now open. I have the communicator on my in hand, which is this red light device on the right side of the screen. And you can choose to start from either the illager side or the villager side. Okay. So how do you use the communicator? Basically, you can just in case, look downwards, point on the floor, and then press on the right-click button. You will activate the communicator. You can teleport quickly, teleport between the villagers and the illagers town if you want to switch between them. Of course, for the moment, we're going to start with the villagers town. Of course, in the villagers town, they are the farmers. They are known as farmers. So we're going to follow this path. Of course, the path that connects both villages is a round path, so you basically can't get lost, and you'll find all of your quests or activities just by following this path. Now, if you notice in the middle of the screen, I have a message here that says build a dock, and it's available. The orange color indicates the name of the activity, and the green one available shows that the activity is available for me to start applying and doing. And if you notice, there's a character on the distance here with a yellow question mark. This is my target. This is the character that I need to go to that will give me the activity titled build a dock. So I'm going to walk towards this character and press on the right-click button to start the dialogue. Now, before I go here, I'm going to go back to the teacher's guide just to see what we did and how we can use the teacher's guide to help us further. So here in the beginning is where we're going to choose between the blocks or Python. Of course, these are the onboard coding challenges, which is basically the tutorial section of the lesson. The challenge 1 is agent move. Move your agent forward so it stands on the golden block. Challenge 2, plant a sapling. Receive a gift from the agent and plant it in the center of the castle. And here is when the gates opened, and now I can go to either side and complete the challenges in any order. This is very important. You can complete them in any order. There are a total of 6 main challenges, 3 in the villager side and 3 in the illager side. Okay, so you just need to complete the 6. Doesn't matter which order you do them. So this is the first one. So this is the challenge, the build a dock. This is the dialogue that we're going to have with the villager. And then this is the outcome lesson of this activity. Okay, so now I have the title, the number of the challenge. I can go to the solutions guide here, and you'll find the make code blocks. We have, of course, the make code blocks, and we have the Python. So you'll find the answer sheet for both of them. So this is the agent move. This is the code that we used. As you can see, agent move forward by 4. And then for the second one is accept gift. And then there's also a note here to plant the sapling by right-clicking on the grass block while the sapling is selected in the hotbar. If we go to the next one here, we have the activity build a dock. And this is the answer of this code. Now, how do we get to this answer? I'm going to showcase how we can do that here. So if I press on next, read the dialogue here. So for this first mission, the farmers would like to basically learn how to fish. We got one of the illagers to show them how they can do that. But before that, the illagers have requested that we build them a dock so that they can start fishing on that dock, so they can learn how to fish on that dock. Now, the requirements for the dock is that we need to create an outline. We just need to create, this is the main requirement. We just need to create an outline. Of course, if you want to code the whole thing, you can do that, but you're only required for the outline. It needs to be 6 blocks long and 4 blocks wide. Now, I know what I need to do. We've received the required task here. You're going to press on start activity. In every activity that's going to be provided for you, you have to press on start activity in order to apply the lesson. Now, let's say by chance I pressed on close. You notice it's the question mark is still in yellow. If I press C, I'm going to get this window. That's indicating that I don't have any new activities. If you get this window, that means you did not receive the activity. You have to accept the activity so you can actually do it, and make sure that the question mark has changed to green. So right click, follow the dialog, read it, and then at the end press start activity. And I now have the green, which indicates that I have the right activity now. If I press C, as you can see, I now have the lines of code and the new mission right here. So I need to build an outline that's 6 blocks long and 4 blocks wide. First thing you need to do is identify the tools that are given to you, because these are the tools you can use to figure out a solution to your current challenge or activity or problem. So the first option that I have is move and place wood by 1 times. And then agent move, we're familiar with this command and how it works because we tried it at the beginning. And then we have a new move here that says agent or turn agent left. Now, if you find a new move that you want to explore, you can do that by simply just dragging, dropping, and pressing the start button. And okay, so this command makes the agent move forward 1 block, and then okay, I get what this does. And then what does this thing do? Okay, so the agent basically changes direction because there's no directions in this command here. Okay, so now I have a full understanding of what this thing does. Okay, good. You can simply, let's say you put a wrong code or a wrong command, or you made a mistake during your code and your agent is standing. Let's do this quickly here. And your agent has gone far away and you want him to come back here so you can build a dock. So you can either command the agent to return back to you to the point that you want him to come back to, or you can just simply press on the reset activity. So you go talk to the person that gave you the activity, right click, and then press on reset activity. Once you do that, you'll notice that everything, the wood block is gone, everything is gone, and the agent automatically returned back to the first area or start. So what we need to do here is we need to build a dock that's 6 blocks long and 4 blocks wide. Okay, how do we do that? There are, of course, multiple ways to get to the answer. There's no one right answer. There's multiple ways to do this. I'm going to show you one of the ways that we can build this dock. So basically what you can do is you can put 1 line of code at a time, or you can put all of them together and then press start, or you can do them 1 by 1 and then press start, or you can do them each line and then activate them by line. So in this first activity, I'm going to show you one of the ways where you can start programming or coding. So this is one of them. So I have the move place wood. I need to build it. I'm going to put 6 because I need the length to be 6. So I'm going to press on the start button. And okay, so now we have the length 6 blocks. That's correct. The next step is I want my agent to turn to the other side. So I'm going to choose the turn agent, and I want him to turn to the right. As you can see, the agent turned to the right side. After that, I need him to walk 4 blocks, right? Because I want the width to be 4. Oh, okay. See, now we have an error here. So what happened? Of course, for students here, the agent is already standing on a block here at the end of this line. This is a shared block between the length and height. That means I only needed to build 3 blocks. Okay, so what do I do in this case? Well, you have 2 options. You can, again, either reset the activity, which we did, and we saw how that works, or you can just simply reprogram him because he just walked an extra step behind. So I'm going to make him go backwards and then turn right. So again, you can either reset if it's too complex for you to fix him, or you can just simply fix him by entering a specific lines of code. So now I need to close this area. So again, we have a shared block. That means I don't need to make 6. I just need to build 5 blocks of wood, and I'll be done, right? So instead of putting 5, I'm going to put 4, just to showcase how this works. So 4, I'm missing 1. So of course, if I build the last one, the mission is going to get completed, and I'm not going to be able to show you the other examples, which is why I didn't finish it. Okay, sorry about that. So I'm going to reset the activity to show you a different way or different approach using the same lines of code. So I'm going to reset the activity again. Everything is gone. Everything is deleted. Now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to put all of the codes. Let's say I have a big imagination, and I can imagine the whole process without actually having to see it step by step. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, I need him to go 6 blocks forward. Then I need him to turn right. Then I need him, let's say I make the same mistake, okay? And then I need to make him move 4 blocks forward. And then I'm gonna need him to go right. And then I need him to go 6 blocks forward because I wanted 6 for, length 6, width 4. Okay, so let's say I did this. This is of course a mistake, we all know that. But because I want to show you how you can reset and then quickly fix the problem again. So I'm going to press on start. As you can see. And as an observer, I noticed that he went an extra step towards this direction. So what do? Is you open the block and you observe the codes. And I realized that the mistakes is he took an extra step here because we have a shared block. So again, mistake here, change the numbers. So I removed 1 number here, 1 number here. The code doesn't go away. Press on the X. And now I'm going to reset the activity. And I have already corrected the problem. If you notice, everything outside in the world is reset, but whatever you added here will not go away. So once I have this here, I'm going to press on the start button. And as you can see, the whole sequence just went through. So once this is done, you can read the lesson outcome right here. And the lesson outcome here is about equity. Which is not about not about giving everyone the same thing. It is about making sure everyone has what they need to be successful. Before you build the dock, the villagers didn't have what they needed to learn to fish. With your dock, in some lessons from the villagers, the villagers learned to fish for themselves. Don't forget to check on your tree. I'll bet it's growing. At the end of every mission, you're always going to get these options: the fast travel and the closed window. So and it depends on what you want to do. You can either fast travel because the tree that we planted is affected by the activities that we do. At the end of every activity, the tree is going to grow. So we have 6 activities. That means we have 6 growing stages. So you can either fast travel to the tree to see how it's growing, or you can close the window and continue on to the next activity. For this part, I'm going to fast travel, but for the remaining activities, I'm just going to go through them quickly. So I'm going to press on the fast travel, and then you're going to choose the tree. And as you can see, it says 1 out of 6 activities completed on the top of the screen. I now finished 1 of 6 total activities. Now this is the tree. It didn't grow, but as soon as you get close enough, it's going to trigger the growing process. And as you can see, we have 1 out of 6 stages of growth. This is the first stage. Of course, with the completion of every stage, the tree is just going to keep growing bigger and bigger. Now, again, from the starting point, the villager's side, I'm going to, again, walk towards this path. And if you notice, the question mark is gone, which means I completed this mission. And in orange, it's the screen, the message on the screen, from green to purple, which is now says complete instead of available. That means I finished this mission. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue with the path. So this is the round path that we mentioned that goes through both villages. I'm just going to follow this path. And as you can see, I have a new message here. Introduce the Ravager to the villagers. It's available. So if you look around, you don't see the yellow question mark. So what you're going to need to do here is you're going to need to keep looking, and then you find it. You'll always find it. So once you see the yellow question mark, approach the character. His name popped up. Press the right-click button to start the dialogue. Of course, I'm gonna let everyone who's going to attempt to do this can read it on their own to see what is required for each lesson or the story behind each lesson. So once you complete the story, you're going to realize that I need to introduce the Ravager to 3 villagers that are standing near their houses. I'm going to press on the start activity. And again, turn to green. I have 1, 2, and 3 characters here. Now the story behind this lesson quickly here is that the farmers have never met a Ravager in their life before, but they heard stories about them, and now that they've seen one, they believe that they are true. In reality, the Ravagers are a very kind and gentle creatures. So we're going to press on the C, and the agent has appeared on his own. This is the required challenge here, and these are the codes or tools that are provided to us. So I need this agent to reach these 3 villagers here. Now, I'm going to show you another way to do the code. Okay, so I need the agent to move forward a couple of steps to get to this character first. So I need him to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the first one is lead the Ravager forward. So I need him to go here by 9. I'm not going to press start. I'm just going to close the window. This will not run the program. After that, I need my agent to turn left so he can start going to the second one. Then I'm going to put the second line of code. So what I'm doing here is I'm collecting the answers, I'm collecting the lines of code. And then I need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 steps. I have here 12 steps. And then turn left. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we have 11 steps to get to the 3rd villager. So now once I'm ready and I'm comfortable with my code, I'm going to press on start and see it happening in action. Okay, now you wait, you get the dialog window appears automatically. And you press next after you finish continuing the picture. And you get the lesson outcome that the villagers basically learn not to to take their time to rethink and figure out something before they make a judgment on someone. So I'm not going to fast travel. I'm going to close and continue my path. Now, again, this whole session is recorded. You can revisit and watch it again. Of course, if you have any questions or inquiries, you can simply write them in the Q&A section, and we'll get to them by the end of this presentation. Don't forget to put all of your questions and inquiries. So we're going to walk and continue on our path. And we're going to get to the 3rd mission here. Again, going to the teacher's guide and the solutions guide. So this is the first challenge, build a dock. The second challenge and the 3rd challenge for the villagers. Of course, this is not an arrangement of some sort. You can again do them in any sequence. You can skip 1, go to 3, just as long as you keep on doing them. And this is the solutions guide. This is the Ravagers, the one we just showed. Okay, so now we have the 3rd farmer. Okay, in this story, someone's basically breaking and stealing the beets from the beets farm of this farmer, and he suspects that it is the Ravager. Of course, the Illagers have informed them that it can't be the Ravager because they are good people, because they are good and kind creatures. So it can't be them. But again, the farmer only sees the Ravager in this area. So there's like it's the only possible explanation. So again, right clicking, taking the story, pressing start activity, and then the green question mark. Okay, so from here, we're going to press on the C button. And we're going to get the red bars here, which are, again, the lines of code. So what is required from us here is to build a fence around this farm to keep the beets safe. If you notice, it's a square farm. We have 5 blocks in each side. And we have these lines of code. So we have one line, which is place an iron bar down. We have the second line, which is the move agent, to move our agent forward. And then we have the third one to turn the agent, choose the side that the agent needs to look at. And then we have the repeat command. So what we're going to do here is we're going to see how we can use these tools. So first, I need the agent to move forward 1 block and then place an iron bar down. Second one, third one, fourth, and fifth one. So I need him to do this 5 times. So move forward, place an iron block, move forward, place an iron block, second one. This is the third one, fourth one, and fifth one. So we now have the first side done. Okay, excellent. So after that, I'll need my agent to move forward 1 more step and then turn to the left side. If you noticed here, this whole sequence of commands is basically 2 commands that are repeated 5 times. They are the exact same sequence repeated over and over. Now, in order to do this, to make a shortcut of this, we have the repeat command. What the repeat command does is it takes a sequence of commands and then repeat them in the same order, depending on the number of times you have here. So I'm going to remove all of these. We have 10 lines of code. I'm going to remove them and then just put these 2 here because it's move forward and place an iron bar down. We're going to do this 5 times. Let's see how this let's see how this works. I'm going to again reset the activity. Press C, press on the play button. As you can see, same exact outcome, but only 3 lines of code instead of 10. So what we're going to do here is we want to continue. So after that, I need to move 1 step forward and turn left. So after these 5 lines of command are repeated, I'm going to move 1 step forward and then turn left. If you notice, the agent is going to stand in this direction, which is basically similar to this direction. That means I'm going to repeat this whole sequence 1, 2, 3, and then 4, right? So what I'm going to do is reset the activity, take this whole sequence, and repeat it 4 times. Okay. Now, again, for anyone that's confused, due to the restriction of time, I cannot repeat this over and over. You can come back to this section of the video, and you can rewatch it as many times as you need to be able to understand what just happened here. Okay. So we have a repeat code for these 2 sequences here that is going to be repeated 5 times. After this is finished, it's going to repeat these other 2 lines of code, and this whole process is going to be repeated 4 times because we have 4 sides. I'm going to press on the start button. So this is the 5, repeated a second time, repeated a third time, and a 4th time. Of course, at this point, the farmer realizes that the true culprits were the fox and not the Ravager. So basically, the lesson here is to get your evidence correctly before assigning blame on someone. Okay, so on this third or fourth activity, we have now just entered the illagers side of the town. So we have an illager here that wants to learn how to farm, basically the same as the first character that we had. So I'm going to press the right click button, and then they want us to teach them how to toil the land, how to till how to till the soil. So we're going to press on the start activity. We have our agent that appeared here on his own. We have these two lands. We're going to till this side of the farm, and then they're going to do the second side on their own. Now, again, opening the lines of code or line of command here. I'm gonna apply a different line of code that is different from the one that's available in the teacher's guide, just to showcase that there are more that there's more than one answer to the question. So this is the farming answer provided here. I'm gonna apply it in a different way. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 blocks of dirt here. So I'm gonna toil the 10 blocks, till the 10 blocks of dirt. So I'm gonna till and then move forward 10 times. After that, my agent is going to reach this square. So let's do this one step at a time. I'm gonna put this on the side just to collect the whole thing. The next step is I'm gonna need him to move right. Then I'm gonna need him to move forward. And then again, turn right. And then move forward. And then the last step is going to be the same, 10 times. Okay. Now, before I press on the start button, I want everyone to see the answer that I've written and the one that's available on the solutions sheet. So as you can see, there are different numbers. There are extra couple of lines that I have here that are not here. Both answers are correct, and they both achieve the same result, which is basically tilling the land. The difference is on the first line of code, instead of putting 9, I put 10, which made the agent stop at this square instead of standing here, which gave me a couple of extra steps, but it doesn't matter. The requirement to solve this lesson is the final outcome, which is basically tilling the land. So again, this is the total line of code. Just gonna press start. And as you can see, we're done with this activity. In the middle of the screen, it's 4 out of 6. This is the fifth activity right here. We have a group of children that were playing with their ball. Their ball got stuck at this neighbor's house. Now, this neighbor is a villager that decided to move to the illager's town and live there. Of course, the kids have never met a villager before, and of course, rumors flying around, and they think that it's an evil character who's basically a witch or sorcerer, and they're afraid to go and ask for their ball back. At the same time, the villager stuck on the top with the red ball can't come down and bring the ball back to the kids because the elevator is not working and he's asking for help, but no one's acknowledging him. So what we're going to do here is we're going to fix the elevator so that the villager can come and introduce himself to the illager children to make sure to show them that he's not a bad guy or a witch of any kind. So we're going to press on the right click. and start the activity. Again, I'm gonna write down a solution that's different from the one provided in the solutions guide and different from the one that's going to be suggested from the game. So we're gonna see 3 different solutions. Now, if you feel stuck in any way and don't know what path you should take, you can always speak to the quest giver and choose the get hint. So if you do this, they're going to draw a path for you to take. Now I'm going to bring up the solution guide again. And right here, you'll find that the steps that are available here in the solution are not the same as the steps provided by the game or that are suggested by the game. So in our guide, it says move 1 step up, which is basically the same, and then toggle the lever. And then the second one is move 2 steps up instead of going right. So in our and the guide solution, it's go up, turn on, go 2 steps, go left instead of going right, and then go up 1, and then go left, and then go up, go right, and so on. And the provided solution here is we're gonna go up, then right, up, left, up, right. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go straight up. On the way up, we're gonna turn on these levers and then go right. And then on the way down, we're gonna turn on these 2 levers. So 3 different solutions to 1 activity. So we have 2 commands only. We have the move and the agent move and the toggle lever, which will turn on these keys. So I'm gonna change the direction because I want to go up. I'm gonna go up by 1, and then I'm gonna toggle the lever, and then I'm gonna go up by 1, 2, 3. Go up by 3, and then toggle this lever, then go up by 1, 2. Go up by 2, and then go right by 1, 2, 3. And then toggle the lever, and then go down by 1, 2, 3. And then toggle the final lever. I'm going to press on the start button. As you can see, the elevator worked. It went up. And the villager came down to bring back the ball to the kids. Okay, so sometimes the unknown can be scary. The villager's children have never met the villager, but they heard stories that scared them, and so on. The continuing of the story that they learned their lesson is to check the facts before making assumptions. So we finished 5 out of 6. We'll get to the final one, which is the fair organizer. Now, in this story here, we basically have the fair organizer who says that once upon a time, the villagers used to attend these trading fairs where they can sell their goods and products. But the villagers have stopped attending the villagers' events, and the basically the villagers think that they don't like them anymore. In reality, the villagers have a hard time trying to move their product to the villagers' side because the villagers, as you can see, live on a hill, and it's very difficult for them to move their product. Not to mention as well the issues with the production of the crop that we mentioned at the beginning of the story. So what we're going to do here is we're going to help now the villagers to move their products from the villagers' town to the villagers' town by building a rail and a track to help move their products. So again, we're going to press C. We're going to look at the commands here. We're going to create an easier way to travel between both towns by placing a minecart rail through the tunnel. So we have a repeat command, we have a place rail, and then we have the agent move forward. Now, if we look at this, we have 4 blocks, so we need to place 4 rails. and then we need the agent to go down a step and then place another 4 rails, go down a step, 4 rails, down a step. So the whole thing is a repeated process that we need to repeat 6 times. Just basically place 4 rails, then go down a step. Okay, so we need to figure out the sequence of commands that will help us land or place 4 pieces of rail. So we're going to place a rail and then move forward 1 step. Now we need to do this 4 times. Create the first line of rail. At the end of this, you're going to go down a step, right? So we're going to go down a step. And then we're going to repeat the first sequence of commands. Place 4 rails, go down 4 rails, down a step. We need to do this whole sequence 6 times. That means we're going to pull another repeat code and then put number 6 here to make it repeat 6 times. Then we're going to press the start button. As you can see, it's building 4, going down 1 step, building 4, down 1 step, and so on. And we finished the last activity. So once you do that, so once we finish this activity, the villagers have returned back to these fairs and are now going to attend future fairs, because now it's easy for them to travel between point A and point B. Okay, so if you notice in the orange text, it says go speak with the caretaker by the tree. So you can do this in 2 ways. You can, of course, teleport to the tree quickly, or you can just walk, because I need to show you the way. I'm going to have to walk and show you the way. So I'll continue walking, just to show you how the path is circular. So, and then we're back to the first build a dock mission, our activity. And this is the path that we took at the beginning. So if I go back to the left, I'm going to go back to the tree, and we're going to watch the tree grow throughout its 6 stages. So this is the first stage. This is the second. It's the third. That's the 4th stage. That's the 5th, and that's the final stage. Of course, this tree is going to be a symbol between the 2 villages and how they worked and communicated together. So we have the caretaker here. I'm going to press on the right-click button to communicate with him. If you notice as well, in case you can't find the caretaker, his name this time is always showing up. Just follow his name until you find him. So once you're close enough, press right-click, and this is the basically farewell mission. He's thanking us for helping both towns work together as one community. He's going to give us, of course, this is the tree that we mentioned. Then he's going to give us the communicator as a gift. And then we're going to press finish and watch him fly away. So once this is done, we're going to wait until we get a pop-up window. This window basically tells us to replay in case you want to do this again using Python, or press on keep exploring. We're going to press on keep exploring, and you can explore the town if you'd like, but basically at this point we're done, we're completed, and we can now get our certificate. What you will do is press on the escape button, and then you're going to press on the I'm finished. Of course, you can find the escape button on your keyboard. It's the first button to the left, and then press on I'm finished, and then press on the get certificate, which will take you to the hour of code page, where you can write down your name, press submit, and then print the certificate. Of course, my certificate changed because it's a different course that I completed. But initially, this is the image, or this how the certificate will look like. So this is how your certificate is going to look like, the Minecraft Education Edition. Okay, so once we're done with this, you can press on exit lesson to end the game, and you can just simply close it from here. Now, let's say you're working on this lesson, and you got a little bit tired. You want to have your lunch break, or you want to have a snack, or you want to continue this later on. You can simply press on the play button, and then go to view my worlds, and you'll always find your world here, where you left it as it is. So you press on here and then play. As you can see, you're going to continue where you left. I left at the end, or at this spot, or at this point. I am where I am. The game has an auto-save feature. So as soon as you exit the game, it will automatically be saved, and you're going to continue where you are. If you go to the hour of code, and then hour of code 2020, and press create world, you're going to always start again from new. Okay, so continuing on. We have the second method. So the first method that we talked about is joining the Madrasati Codes competition using the Minecraft Education Edition. Now, for any reason that you have any technical difficulties, you don't have a computer that supports it, or the right device that can run the Minecraft Education Edition, you can participate in the phase 1 using the second method, which is the code.org, or hour of code. You're going to go to the code.org website, press on the sign in button, and then choose to continue with Microsoft. You have to choose continue with Microsoft, and then log in using your Madrasati platform account. Of course, enter your password. If this is the first time you're signing in, which I'm sure most of you is going to be the first time using the Madrasati account, you're going to be required to complete a couple of extra information. Once you do so, you're going to go to your main page. From the main page, you're going to select the course catalog from the top options, and then scroll to the bottom, so look for the hour of code list, and then choose Minecraft from that list, which you will get the 4 different Minecraft lessons. And then choose the Minecraft, the Adventure Minecraft, or Minecraft Adventure. From here, you have 14 lessons to complete, or 14 tasks to complete. You can see them in the progress bar, and here you can see all of the requirements for each task. Again, we'll take all of your questions and answers during the Q&A part. Again, feel free to write all of the questions that you need. So in the progress bar right here, you have the complete and process and new, depending on the color of the circle. So if it's a full green circle, it's completed. If it's a hollowed green circle, it's in process. If it's a hollowed black circle here with a black line, it's a new mission that you haven't even started yet. So once you complete all of the required tasks, you're going to get a message or a button here at the end that says I am finished. Press on it to receive your certificate. Again, you're going to write your name, print it out, and then don't forget to send a soft copy of the certificate to your teacher. Now, to go through this, we're going to go to the Hour of Code web page, which is basically going to type Hour of Code, which is code.org, or simply write code.org, which will take you again to this web page. You can select the language that's suited for you, sign in, continue with Microsoft, and then use your email, of course. Of course, the email that we mentioned is from the Madrasati platform. So once you're in this page, you can press on the course catalog. So yeah, so the students and the teachers are going to receive their usernames using the same way or same process by going into the Madrasati account and then press on the تسجيل جديد for new registration. Fill up these required information to receive your Madrasati account. So once we're in this page, we press on the course catalog as we mentioned, scroll down until you reach hour of code. You'll have the Minecraft lessons right here. Press on the Minecraft, the 4 lessons, and you're going to select the Minecraft Adventurer. This is a introduction video that's going to explain to you how you can use the software or the application website. Once you complete watching the video, you can select your character and then read the instructions required for you to complete each lesson. So we have your character here and the sheep. We need to add another move block. It was originally 1. We're going to add another one to make it 2 because we need 2 steps to get to the sheep. Press on run to run this activity. So once you're done, press continue. You have 14 tasks in total. I have completed all of them. Once you do so, press I'm finished. Write down your name. And then once it's printed here, press on the print button to print and save the certificate. And again, send it to your teacher who's activating the hour of code in your school. So once this is done, we're going to go to some of the Q&As. So most of the common issues or common problems that you might face is you can't sign in. Now, most of these possible issues that you might have is you need to make sure you're using the correct account that is associated with Madrasati platform and not your Minecraft login details. If you use your regular Minecraft login details, it will not work with Minecraft Education Edition. Second thing is, of course, the common spelling mistake. Make sure you're writing the correct email and correct password spelling wise, and also double check your caps lock in case it's on or off, or the language of the input or written language. The third issue that might occur is you're using the incorrect Minecraft edition. So we have the Minecraft Education Edition, we have the Minecraft Java or Bedrock Edition, the one that's available on the computer or the consoles. If you're using that Minecraft software, it's not going to work even if you're using the Madrasati platform. The Madrasati platform account only works with the Minecraft Education Edition, which you can only get from the website. Now, again, the Minecraft Education Edition, it is not available on smartphones, and it's not available on the platform on the gaming consoles like Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch. If you still can't figure out the issue or can't sign in, you can always check with the support team from the Back to School website. Now, if you can't find the hour of code button, which is the button we mentioned right here, for any reason, you can always use the default approach. Make sure here is the Minecraft Education Edition. Okay, make sure this is the logo on the screen, not just Minecraft. So if it's the Minecraft Education Edition and there's an update and for whatever reason they remove the hour of code, this is the default approach. You're going to press on the play button and then choose the view library, then go to lessons, select the equity and inclusion, which is available on the bottom right if you scroll down, and then you'll find the lesson in that file, the hour of code 2020 inclusion. Now again, this video is recorded. You can just simply go back to this section to find out these steps. Most probably you're not going to need them. The hour of code shortcut hopefully will still remain, but this is just in case. Now, I can't download the game. Most probably if you can't download the game, you're using a smartphone, because smartphones will not allow you to download the file because it is not supported. Uh, uh, in, uh, in any case, always make sure you're using a supported device, which is a Windows 7, 8, or 10. We have the Mac OS. Of course, it has to be the High Sierra operating system 10.13 plus version. And then you have the Chromebook. The OS version has to be 83 or plus. And if you're using an iPad, make sure that the OS and the iPad is version 10 or plus. Again, these are the only devices that can accept the Minecraft Education Edition. If you don't have any of these requirements, you can, again, just go to the website and activate the hour of code using the second method. So where can I find the activities in the game? As we mentioned, always look for the character with the yellow question mark hovering above their head. I made a mistake, and how do I reset my current activity? You can just simply speak with the character that gave you the task, which now has the green question mark hovering above their head, and then press reset activity. Can I invite my friends to play together in the same world? Now, the lesson was created for a single player experience only. If you invite other friends into the world, the lesson will not run properly. And of course, you will not be able to complete your activities. I don't know how to complete an activity. You can follow up with your teacher or watch the walkthrough video for help. Now, these are the technical requirements to have Minecraft Education Edition running on your devices for the Windows platform, the Mac, Chromebook, and iOS. And these are the hardware requirements. Of course, these are the minimum requirements. If you have anything lower than this, you'll have you'll most probably have some issues running the program on your computer. You can definitely try, but these are the recommended minimum requirements. And with that being said, I thank everyone for attending these live sessions, and we're going to go to the Q&A section now. Okay, so give me a second so I can go through the questions here. Okay, so we had a question. Can you send the link to make an account in Madrasati website? The link has been shared. We have another question. What are we going to do? And when do we start? You can, of course, if you still don't know what to do, you can rewatch this video again. Or if you haven't, if you missed the first parts of the video, I've also shared the link for the Hour of Code website, where you can find an introduction video and the teacher's guide, and you can go through it. That's going to show you and explain to you all of these other information as well. We have a third question. So what shall we do with the Dam Al-Fanni? You can contact them in case you need support or any help. We have another question. Is Minecraft from Ahmad Osama? Is Minecraft Java Edition allowed? No, Mr. Ahmad, only the Education Edition is usable for the Hour of Code. Is there a Madrasati thing in English? At the moment, unfortunately, the website is only available in Arabic. I believe if you have a translating website, you can, as you can see, translate it to English using an add-on that's available in your browser, whether you're using the Edge, which is recommended. You have the translation here, and of course, you can use the Chrome and then just translate it to English. Now, the website originally is only available in Arabic, but there are options to translate it. For step number 5, our school provided a Minecraft education account. Can we use it? You can use it to activate it to activate the Hour of Code in school, but to participate in the competition, you will need to obtain the Madrasati account. And I've also shared the link with you to register for the Madrasati account. We have a question from Ms. Hayat. I don't have a My School account. I'm an international schools. This is the link. You can just fill up the information, Ms. Hayat, and you will get a Madrasati account as long as your school is as part of the Noor organization, which it should be. If I'm mistaken, all of the schools in Saudi Arabia is under the Noor organization. We have another question. Is it safe to download this thing? Yes, but only from the main website. So this is the main download page. I'm gonna also share the link with you. This is the only way you can get the proper Minecraft Education Edition is from this web page. You cannot search for it in the App Store. Don't get it from other websites or from anywhere else. The only way is through this website. This is the only legitimate way to download the latest version. I'm downloading it, but I can't find. We have here a comment from Mr. Irab. I'm downloading it, but I can't find the website shown on the screen. I have sent you the download link for the website. We have a question from Ms. Jana, how to get the certificate. As we've shown at the end of the lesson, you can press, once you complete all of the lessons, you can get the certificate at the end of the game. We have a question from Ms. Mariam. I have an account from school, which again, as we mentioned, you will need a Madrasati account to register to be able to participate in the activity. And the link has also, I'm going to share the link with you as well. We have a question from Ms. Fatima to download in Windows 7. You need to have the latest Windows 7 version. If you have, you know, the cracked version or an older version of Windows 7, it's not going to work and you're going to have a hard time. Make sure that you have the final version of Windows 7. Mr. Salah, have a question. Are we going to build anything? As you've seen in the video, Mr. Salah, we went through the coding lessons or activities, and you just solve these activities. We have a question from Mr. Nawaf to download the downloading steps. This is the link for the download. You can get the link and instructions on how to download them right here. We have a question or comment from Anwisha. Hi, sir. Is it all about coding to bring villagers together? Yes. Does grade 8 have to program with blocks, or should they program in Python? They can program with anything that's comfortable for them. We have another question, sir. Can we use the arrow keys? If you go into the settings, you can change, of course, the input to whatever suits you. Is email necessary? Yes, if you want to join with the competition, you need the Madrasati account, which again, I have shared the link with you. We have a question from Walid. When and how will I get my login information? Again, this is the link. I have shared it with you, Mr. Walid, for the logging in process. We have a question. I have 500 students in elementary school. I want to guide them how to sign in. This is the link to get registration here. You can create a presentation for them with the link where they can go into this page and to receive their Madrasati account. We have a question from Mr. Hassan. Are the students going to receive their usernames and password the same way as the instructor, or we must create usernames? Yes, the same way. They need to do it themselves. Ms. Hassan, the link has also been shared with you. How can I know if the school is activating this activity? And can my son do it without the school if the school makes no action? Unfortunately, the students are associated with their schools. If the school is not taking any action, you can, of course, bring it up to them. Attending and participating in this competition is completely free, and it's a choice. It's not mandatory to anyone. But of course, the more people who joins this activity or hour of code, the more our numbers for participating increases. So of course, as we mentioned at the beginning, the target is 4 million. So the more the merrier. But again, it is not mandatory. It is optional. You mentioned that school must upload all received certificates that will be provided by our students through the OneDrive cloud that is available in the Madrasati platform. No, it's not that you must do it. It's an option. It's an option for you. You can save it on your computer, save it however that is, most convenient for you, basically. You can just, Mr. Hassan, you can just you basically need to keep the certificate. The minimum requirement for the teacher or school basically to participate in the competition is to have 50 students per educator in order to be accounted for as joining the activation. Of course, the more number of students you activate, the higher your chances for winning the competition. Of course, saving the certificates is basically, think of it like a proof of execution. In case you win, you need to, of course, show evidence of you actually achieving and providing the numbers that are entered in the data by your school, by the school leaders or your principal. Great question. How can we find the recording for this meeting? You're going to use the same link that has brought you here. Of course, after we finish the meeting and the meeting is saved and it's closed, you can revisit again to watch the video. How students will be evaluated at the end and how many certificates they should submit. Of course, for the first phase or the first stage of the competition, there's no evaluation for students and each student can only submit one certificate. Their participation in the first phase is what allows them to participate in the second stage, which is which will start on the next semester. And that phase is the one that has the rewards for the students. We have a question. From Mr. Afzal. What areas of a child do you mean to develop by this platform? What the whole general idea of Hour of Code is just to create awareness for coding and programming in general. So that's basically our focus here, is to create awareness when it comes to coding and programming. As you know, the market has a high demand for them, and there aren't as many of high skill, at least, or the high caliber that the people are looking for or required by the market worldwide. We have a question from Mr. Omar. If you don't know how to solve the problem in the game, how do we solve it? You can always check back with your teacher, the person who's activating this, the Hour of Code activity in your school. Is it just in Arabic or can it be in English? Of course, all of the content that we have seen is in English. The only thing that is in Arabic is the back to school platform, which of course, as you can see here on my page, it is translated to English using an add-on that you can install on your Edge browser. But the rest of the content is in English. Do I have to do competition meetings on Teams using my Madrasati account? I don't fully understand your question exactly. Yeah, Madrasati account is basically for Minecraft Education Edition for you to log in and activate the Hour of Code from there. Will there be more classes? You mean these online session? No, this is the only online session available at the moment. We've done a couple last week as well, but they were in Arabic. You can, of course, rewatch any of these using the links that were shared by the Ministry of Education. We have a question from Ms. Afnan. Can I play on a laptop? As long as your laptop is one of these operating system and your hardware can support it, yes, of course, Ms. Afnan. We have a question from Ms. Dua. What is the code? Can you be more specific, Ms. Dua? We have also a question from Jana. Can you send me the link for it, please? I'm not sure which link you mean, Ms. Jana, but this is the download link, and this is the registration link. Of course, with the Minecraft link, you can go to the other links, and the registration link is for getting your Madrasati account. How to get the Madrasati account? I've sent you the link where you can register and obtain it. Mr. Muhammad Hussam, a Madrasati account for my school. I've also shared the link with you, Mr. Muhammad. Can I change the character in Minecraft? Yes, you can. How can I make Madrasati in Windows 10? It doesn't matter what Windows you have, Mr. Mahmoud. You can just go to this website and register to get your Madrasati account. Okay, for anyone asking for the Madrasati, I'm just sharing the link. You can just follow the information on the link to get your Madrasati account. Can it download on a tablet? Yes, but only iPads. Can we get certificate from the school? That depends on the school and what they were going to offer for participants. But you get the certificate from the game, from completing the game directly. Once you have it, you give the certificate to the school. Is it on the phone? No, it is not on the phones. What is the benefit from that certificate? To be able to participate in the second phase. And of course, it's a certificate of participation, basically, that to show that you have successfully completed the hour of code. Again, Madrasati related question. Ms. Humaida, a link has been shared with you. Can be downloaded on tablet, latest version, only the iPad. Are there levels with multiplayer available? Only single player. Question from Mr. Muhammad. Muhammad Adil. Okay, so we have a good question. So students can do either the code.org activity or the Minecraft Education Edition. Yes, as we mentioned, they can do either or. They can do. They can also do both if they want, but they only need to do one to participate in the competition. Does this competition have a time limit? Yes, it's 3 weeks starting from the 21st of March. Does it download on Windows 10? Yes. We have a question. Where is attendance? There's no attendance for you to register, Mr. Muhammad. The number of attendance is registered automatically. We have a. I have tried to sign in, but I received this error message. The user does not exist. Please contact the principal. Well, in that case, check with the principal to make sure that your data is entered Noor correctly, or double check your information. Doesn't matter. How do I make Madrasati account from Windows 7? It doesn't matter if you have Windows 7. Just go to this web page, Mr. Mahmoud, and register. Will we get a certificate for this training? There's no certificate for this training. This is basically like an information provided for the attendants to be able to participate in the competition, which will give you the certificate.